Hello, and here we are on lockdown due to the coronavirus. And I was wondering, have you been able to express yourself? Or has the communication been really difficult and bad even before lockdown? Well, then stay with me and I'll show you how to tackle the tough stuff. The importance of being a great listener and to feel inspired to make those changes in your relationship. And then I'll give you 5 tips on how to get started to achieve this. But first, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Maggie Bain. I'm the Bare Naked Coach. I work with individuals and couples to strip down to their authentic self, to push past self-limiting beliefs, fears, doubts, misconceptions, so that they too can create an extraordinary relationship. I'm an author, international speaker, the first sex therapist in the Bahamas, and I have asked Dr. Phil about his intimacy. And so I'll ask you again, have you been able to express yourself? Have you been able to find the words? Have they been received? Have they been listened to? Have you been able to start a conversation, a discussion about it? Or has the volume been getting louder in the room? The language and the tone, and it just has all deteriorated? Is this the cycle? Is this the norm? And then you've just fallen silent. You've just stopped. You've stopped trying. Does this sound familiar? Is this you? I know it's really, really difficult. Communication is very complex within a couple. There are a lot of contributing factors that go into this, to it working or not working. And we are all unique, but there are some basic things that need to be in place for it to get off the ground. When I was thinking about this video today, I was reminded of one of my speaking engagements. And at the end, I usually give a 15 minutes Q&A at the end. And there was one young man on this particular occasion who was really enjoying the back and forwards between he and I. And he said, so what you're saying is that if I send my wife to you, that just by talking to you, that her sex drive will increase? And he thought this was great. And back and forwards until I noticed a very quiet young woman right beside him. She had no expression. She didn't look angry. She didn't look upset. She didn't look embarrassed. Nothing. Blank. But she was sinking back into the chair. And that's what had caught my eye. It was her body language. And I asked him, I said, is that your wife? And he said, yes. And I asked her, I said, how does that make you feel? How does that make you feel that he's talking about you sitting right there, that he's sharing the most intimate part of your life together? How does that make you feel? And she shrugged her shoulders and didn't say anything. And I thought, how terrible, how terrible. How long had that been going on for? How long and what had contributed to that? Am I speaking to you? I know. So here's some 5 tips to get started. All right? Number 1, be the one to open the conversation about it, about your relationship communication. Do you know the answers? Do you think you know the answers? Or might there be some surprises? Look at it like research. Don't just expect that you know everything, all right? Don't mind read. 2, well, if that first one goes well, try and set up a time to talk properly about the relationship communication. Time and place and mood. All right, so you know your partner. Time, so early morning, evening, not too tired, just waking up, before meals, too hungry, whatever. When is the best time? When have you noticed the best time? Because we're not going to go when it's not the best time. Place. Now I know you're there together in lockdown. But has there been a time maybe outside and we're allowed to exercise for a short period of time? Or is it after the kids go to bed? When is it? So think about that. A mood, this is really important. Now, if you're going to start with, I really want to talk about our communication because the Bare Naked coach says that we should talk about our communication, they'll be like, oh gosh, it's too serious, too intense. Perhaps if you start with, Bare Naked coach thinks that we should sit down and talk about this. Let's just throw out some ideas and just play with it. She says just a bit of fun with it. So try that. All right? 3, I want you to think back, really think back, dig deep into your memory. And sometimes this takes longer than you think. And perhaps is a little bit harder than you might think. Think back of when the two of you have jointly solved a problem together. What are the elements that have been there? Has it been outside? Has it been inside? Has it been on vacation? Well, we can't recreate that. But think of what was there that made it work. Number 4, I like this one. 15 minutes. I only asked for 15 minutes. 15 minutes to practice becoming a great listener. Now, this is an art form, and this will take time. So what you do is sit on the sofa, sit together, face to face, phone off, TV off, internet off, kids occupied. Quiet, just facing each other, eye to eye contact. I want you to look into each other's eyes. All right? So one person talks, so the other person sits back. And I mean, sits back, relaxes. No interruptions, no criticism, no suggestions. All right? Now you may say, well, I'm just letting them vent. So let them vent. That's what it's about. Because when it's your turn, then you can ask for the same in return. All right? It's respectful listening. This goes such a long way. Number 5, discuss the possibilities that your relationship might actually improve, that your communication might really change. Open your mind to those possibilities. Just don't shut down, don't shoot it down. The whole new perspective, a whole new attitude to your relationship. There is no better time and place than today to start this. So go for it.